Good evening and welcome to the channel's studios here in London with your international news around the world in 5.
The draft resolution has been adopted.
The UN Security Council has voted in favor of a US-drafted resolution that endorses President Donald Trump's 20-point plan for Gaza.
For this historic and constructive
Included in the plan is the establishment of an international stabilization force, to which the US says multiple unnamed countries have offered to contribute. The 20-point plan envisages a phased Israeli withdrawal with little in the way of timelines. The exception was the first move back, which happened within 72 hours of the initial agreement. The second withdrawal will happen when an international stabilization force of Arab and Muslim countries will be in place, with capacity to ensure Hamas is disarmed. Israel will still control a third of Gaza. Hamas has rejected the resolution, saying it fails to meet Palestinians' rights and demands.
Today's resolution represents another significant step towards a stable Gaza that will be able to prosper and an environment that will allow Israel to live in security.
Meanwhile, a human rights group says at least 94 Palestinian prisoners and detainees have died in Israeli custody in less than 2 years. A new report by Physicians for Human Rights Israel alleges a practice of systematic killings and cover-ups. The report covers the period between the 7th of October 2023, when Hamas launched its deadly attack on Israel, sparking the latest conflict in Gaza, and the 31st of August 2025. It said fewer than 30 Palestinians died in Israeli custody in the 10 years prior. The Israeli Prison Service said it operates in accordance with the law and under the supervision of official oversight bodies. Ukraine will receive up to 100 of France's Rafale F-4 fighter jets, as well as advanced air defense systems, in a major deal to boost Kyiv's ability to protect itself against deadly Russian attacks. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky hailed the move as historic after signing the letter of intent with his French counterpart Emmanuel Macron at an airbase near Paris. Deliveries of the Rafale F-4s are planned to be completed by 2035, while the joint production of interceptor drones is starting this year. A US federal judge says investigative missteps and government misconduct may have tainted the Trump administration's criminal case against the former FBI Director James Comey. In a 24-page opinion, Judge William Fitzpatrick ordered Justice Department lawyers to release grand jury materials, including transcripts and evidence, to Comey's defense team. The Justice Department has appealed against the order. Comey was charged in September after President Donald Trump called for his prosecution and appointed a new federal prosecutor to pursue the case. Former Harvard University President Larry Summers will step back from public commitments after his emails with the disgraced financier Jeffrey Abstain were made public. In emails released by Congress last week, Summers, a former U.S. Treasury Secretary, communicated with Abstain until the day before Epstein's 2019 arrest for sex trafficking minors. A South African man who was seen attending a neo-Nazi rally outside an Australian state parliament has been taken into immigration detention after his visa was revoked. Matthew Gruter, who has been in Australia since 2022, took part in an anti-Jewish protest outside the New South Wales Parliament, organised by the National Socialist Network earlier this month, and is now awaiting deportation. He was seen among around 60 men clad in black who held up a banner that said, "Abolish the Jewish lobby." And previously unknown organ works by Johann Sebastian Bach have been presented and performed in Germany for the first time in 320 years. The organ works were undated and unsigned. They were performed at the St. Thomas Church in Leipzig, where Bach is buried and where he worked as a cantor for 27 years. Germany's culture minister called the discovery of the two pieces a great moment for the world of music. The two pieces were played by Dutch organist Ton Koopman, who said he was proud to be able to perform them for the first time in 320 years.
And that's your international news around the world in 5. Now back to the channel's studios in Lagos.